Arsenal beaten 3-0. 3-0 by Crystal Palace tonight. The top four race heats up in spectacular fashion. Tottenham with a barnstorming win over Newcastle United. And the big test, the acid test. The Gooners, every preview I've watched has said it. We have to show up tonight. We expect to win tonight. This is where progression is demonstrated at the nth degree. Most people would fancy the Gooners, and they were not at the races. Crystal Palace, to a man, excellent tonight without a shadow of a doubt. Tottenham now sit fourth. Yes, Arsenal have a game in hand, but a 5-goal difference on goal difference for Tottenham. The game in hand is away at Stamford Bridge for Arsenal. Things heat up in a massive, massive way tonight. This is going to be the ultimate fan reaction, fan highlight show here for you. Make sure you're smashing like buttons. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace. We've got an amazing night for you. Gooners coming on, Spurs fans coming on, a few more rivals to boot. No one is going to give you entertainment like this. Let's go.
Absolutely magnificent.
The Football Terrace is today sponsored by Kitbag, where you can get up to 65% off of official Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, whatever football kits you want, up to 65% off. All you need to do is use promo code CONTROL. You'll see it on the website. Either use the link in our description below or use the QR code on screen right about now. But what a night of football we have just witnessed. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely out of this world. I have to say that, first of all, Palace, for the first 55, 60 minutes, I thought were scintillating. I thought moved the ball well. They were brave in the transition. They pressed at the right times, sat back and absorbed at the correct times. They got it spot on. They really put the willies up Arsenal early on. Arsenal Football Club didn't have a response. And tonight was massive. And we'll have Colleen on later with the panel. She spoke on the Top 6 show earlier today, and I thought she was spot on when she said, tonight was Arsenal fans expect to win. They are better than Crystal Palace. The league proves it, history proves it, etc. But tonight was about showing up when it really, 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 really mattered, because Arsenal have progressed this season. Arsenal have got better this season. They're playing better football. These things are still true. The top four race isn't over. There's a long way to go. A lot of football still to play. But it is going to feel like a bit of a stab in the heart tonight for some Gooners, because it was the moment to respond, the moment to say, I am, the moment to say, do you know what? We're not going to bottle this. And they didn't just bottle it tonight. They bottled it and got battered without a shadow of a doubt. And Smith Rowe had a half a chance. Odegaard should have scored. And I know Nketiah nearly scored a worldie at the end as a consolation goal, but Arsenal weren't in it. And and that isn't just because I think Arsenal were feeling the pressure. Crystal Palace deserve a lot of credit. Crystal Palace deserve credit. They were brilliant to a man, as we've already said. Wilf Zaha, one of the best performances I've seen him have in the league, and one of his best under Patrick Vieira. Of course, Arsenal legend as well. I even forgot about that until I said it. He was great. Mateta up front, excellent. Such an upgrade on Benteke. And I just thought Conor Gallagher was excellent. Konate in the middle as well, brilliant. Some of the Arsenal players tonight leaving a lot to be desired as well. Thomas Partey back to his worst, really, in an Arsenal shirt. 10 times he gave the ball away in central midfield. And I want to make you understand this. KDB on average loses the ball 18 times a game. Bruno Fernandes 19. Trent Alexander-Arnold around 24. Highly creative players lose the ball. But they're forward-thinking players, they're creative players. To lose it 10 times in the first 42 minutes, because that was the last time I checked, was awful. Lacazette, terrible game from him tonight. I'm going to kind of let the youngsters off a little bit. Saka, Smith Rowe, they're kids. They're not meant to be. This is where you're not meant to be relying on kids. Maybe they'll come good. I don't know. I'm just excited after what we saw tonight. But Tottenham will feel like they've got an advantage now. Yes, there's still that game in hand for Arsenal. but it's one of the worst places for Arsenal Football Club to visit in the Premier League era, at least in the last decade or so. Stamford Bridge away. Now, we've got a spectacular panel coming up for you tonight on the terrace. We've got Colleen will be here. Egal will be here. Patrick will be here. Henry Wright will be here. Gav will be on the show as well. We've got calls from Gunner Souls. We've got Brandon coming on and a few more. But I want to go to your comments first and foremost because you are the football terrorists. Remember that. The people are what matter. Nicole here says, Arsenal fans talk way too much. How can a club without even a Europa have such chest, is what Nicole says. Aaron here with a super chat says, Arsenal's backline was opened up so damn easy for that second goal. I was shocked. Gunner fans won't admit it, but they can't handle this pressure. On that goal, look, Tavares had the stench of Tavares tonight. Gooners will be fuming with him. Awful performance. What I will say is I thought Gabriel had a bad night as well. The step on the cross coming over. And look, he gambled to try and cut that ball out. He shouldn't have. When you make that gambled decision, you have to win the ball. If you don't win the ball, that's it. Curtains. It's on you. Thank you, Shane Malone, for becoming an official, just checking, Academy member of the Football Terrace. Thank you very, very much indeed. Remember, scan that QR code in the top corner, up to 65% off official football merchandise. Make sure you get that done, my people. Let's do some more of these comments here. Gal will be on the show. He said he's going to be on the show. E3 Boss says, best in the world. I can't take banter from a dead club in 7th. I'm not bantering you tonight, my friend. I'm just giving you the facts. We told you about Arsenal. When the pressure hits, they can't react, turning one-horse race into a four-horse race. Reminder, they still got to play them teams. Listen, I'm not writing Arsenal off right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen improvements this year. I'm not changing my mind overnight. Of course, it's exciting. We're going to react to tonight's game, talk about the match in itself. And we will touch when the panel comes out on whether Arsenal are going to crumble or not. But I think to completely write them off, my personal opinion, that's a little bit Jim. And if you understand now, I'm talking Jim from American Pie. If you haven't seen that film, shame on you. Arsenal get battered everywhere they go, Terry, 3-0. I mean, yeah, it is a awful result for them tonight as well, 3-0. Thank you very much here to the Lord Mouth Show IG for becoming an official Academy member of the Terrace as well. That means a great deal to us tonight. You can join from as little as 99 pence. Banter FC is back. They got real pressure now. They bottle it. Conte masterclass incoming is what PSS has got to say. I tell you, Terry, that Palace will destroy Woolwich Arsenal 3. You did. I'll be honest with you. You did super chat on the earlier show saying it was going to be 3-0 tonight. I hope you had a very responsible flutter on that, brother. Thank you for the super chat. It means a great deal to the Terrace, but you were spot on. I was going to mention that, actually. It slipped my mind. You were spot on with that little prediction that you gave. You were spot on. Partey and Tierney injured. Well, yeah, I know Tierney missed the game. I missed the first 2 minutes of the match. I was coming back from the gym, gains and all that, right? But why is he out? How long is he out for? Very sorry. I'm sorting the lighting out of my camera. It's fluctuating up and down like a madman tonight. It really is. He's out. Yeah, Partey was grabbing his thigh just before the penalty as well. We're also going to talk penalty. I want your opinion now in the comment section. I need a yes or a no. Was it the correct decision to give this as a penalty? A few gooners I saw on Twitter were talking like he was going down anyway, lost control of the ball. Should it have been a foul? Most Arsenal fans I came across believe, look, he clipped his leg. And that is the second time Odegaard has given away a penalty in really important games. But I want your views and I want your opinions on that. I'll click the wrong button now. I can't get it off the screen. There we go. I got it done right in the end. Mostly yeses. Do you know, this sums it up right from Nathan and T. It was a stupid challenge. I think that's the best way to put it. Definitely a stupid challenge from him there. No shadow of a doubt. As much as it was an important game, I think the top 4 race is still wide open. The North London derby will be the 4th spot decider ultimately. And I think you've made that's a great shout. It really, really could be. And I saw they've announced it for the 12th of May. I saw like last week a few gooners talk about how it could all be over by then. I don't think it will be. I think this will go down to the wire. We knew Arsenal were going to drop points. Spurs will still drop points as well, by the way. A few Man United fans talking like we're back in it. Listen, we can't win more than 2 on the bounce. It's an impossibility for Man United to do it because we have no form. Arsenal have shown they can create 4 or 5 wins on the bounce. Tottenham have shown they can win. Tottenham as well at the moment. The volume of goals they're scoring is unbelievable. Harry Kane bit between his teeth. They've got a great chance. And we will take your opinions later on who you think is favourite from this point. Most people are saying it's a penalty in here. Jerome here, big Spurs fan and subscriber, member of the Terrace, says, banter aside, the top 4 is so hard to tell. All 3 teams are bottle jobs and you cannot tell who's going to get it. This is the irony. Would it shock anyone if now that some people are saying Tottenham are favourites, they bottle it? This is what they do. This is what all of us do. In my opinion, Gallagher is better than Emil Smith-Rowe. Thoughts? Look, I don't want to be disrespectful. Gallagher looks brilliant. I will judge that more next season when he's playing in a team where he's up against a low block on a regular basis. That's going to be absolutely key to deciding that argument. It is always a little bit easier when there's more room to play in, and that isn't a diss. That's just pure facts. Big up, Terry. Arsenal bottle it. Thank you, Vieira, is what Josh Smith, who's another Spurs fan, has got to say. Panel coming very soon, my people. They will be here. But we're going to go to some calls now. We're going to get Brandon on first. We're going to get Gunner Souls on to have his say with us tonight as well. But what I need from you, my viewers, is that like button to be smashed. That needs to happen right now. I need you to subscribe and check out our sponsors for today, Kit Bag. They sell official football kits and merchandise with up to 65% off using promo code CONTROL. You can either scan that QR code on your TV screens right now or use the link in our description below, bookmark it, and go and take a look at that later. First up, Brandon's here with me. Let's go. Welcome back to the show, mate. Disappointing night for you to get beat 3-0 like that as well. It's such an important game after Spurs knocking you out of that top 4 place. Give me your thoughts, mate.
Leadership, Terry. We lack leadership massively. I mean, Palace, they started the game really well, as you've already explained. First 10 minutes, they were scintillating. And when they scored that first goal, I am then looking to see leadership on the pitch. Who, you know, Lacazette's the captain. He should be saying to everybody, look, let's calm down. Let's try and control the match a little bit. And let's try and slow Palace down and then think about getting back in the game. We didn't do that. We had no control throughout that game. Every single player on that pitch was awful tonight. Tavares, he rightly got taken off, but I could have picked 4 or 5 other players that could have come off at half time. There was just we just weren't at the races today. And it's quite ironic, really, because this kind of reminds me of the season where Arsenal almost finished in the top 4 with Unai Emery. And it was a game against Crystal Palace that we should have won and we lost that cost us the top 4. So could that be the situation again this season? But for me, I mean, I said it a couple of weeks ago. I thought top 4 was done and dusted. I thought we'd, I thought we'd make the top 4 because I just thought, Manchester United couldn't put a run of games together. Tottenham at the time were absolutely awful. They seem to have got it together now. But, like you just sort of said yourself, Tottenham can bottle it. Arsenal can bottle it. It's going to come down to the wire, I think. And it's not a good performance at all today. If anything, it's going to dent the confidence in the players as well. And we've got to turn it around as soon as possible. We've got Brighton next, and we need to pick up the 3 points. And our game in hand is against Chelsea, but I also looked at that Tottenham game as well, and that's not going to be an easy game. Not just because of the fact that we're both fighting for top 4, but Arsenal's record away at Tottenham is not that great either. So it's going to be difficult for us. It's going to be very difficult for us. But I'll also say this as well, Terry. I'm not a massive fan of Arteta, and I've said it before, but I think Patrick Vieira is clear of Arteta. I genuinely do. You look at the way he's got Palace playing in such a short period of time. he's got some decent players at his disposal as well. But he's got the likes of Conor Gallagher playing high pressing football. He looks very, very good. Tyreek Mitchell, he's even picking players that nobody's really heard of before and turning them into decent players. They play decent football as well. Whereas as Mikel Arteta, it's taken him a little bit of time to settle down with Arsenal. And even so, I don't think we're that great still, mate. I mean, I look at how our opportunities tonight were very few and far between. Like, if Lacazette's not playing well and Saka's not playing well, then it's very hard to pick a player that's going to score the goals for Arsenal. And we really, really do lack in that area. But leadership for me is a massive, massive thing that's gone wrong tonight.
And I agree with you on that. And it's like I said, I look at the young players and felt sorry for them because they've never been in any kind of race. Smith Rowe, Saka, they've never been in a race for anything. And this is where you need Partey. This is where you need the likes of Xhaka. This is where you need Lacazette. This is where they need to step up and absolutely lead. And of course, you were missing Tierney tonight, which was huge from a leadership point of view as well. I think all those things were costly for you in that regard. And the Brighton game, massive now because you have to bounce back and win. It has to be a win. There's nothing else other than a win on this because I think your game after that is the game in hand against Chelsea, right?
I think it's Brighton, Southampton, then Chelsea.
Then Chelsea. So you've got a few before that. And look, I'm not writing that Chelsea game off, but again, historically, you away at Stamford Bridge, it's never really worked out.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to throw this out there, but that almost feels like if we get a point, that's better than most you expect. A free hit, if you were, if that makes sense. It feels that way.
If you wanna sort of if you want to justify how poor we were tonight, Eddie Nketiah was probably our best player. Do you know what I mean? Like, he probably was. And he weren't too bad. He actually tried, but it's like when Eddie Nketiah is your best player, you've had a bad day.
Mate, I get you on that, Brand. Top man for coming on and having your say. I appreciate it, mate. And we'll speak soon. Cheers, brother. Thank you very much indeed. Gunner Soul's on next. Egal is coming. He's backstage. Colleen's backstage. Patrick's backstage. Henry, we backstage very soon as well. Rivals going at it on it. You don't get it anywhere else. The best place to be. We knew this was going to happen. It was so obvious. Arsenal are going to do this. Arsenal are going to do that. Too many positive vibes. It's like telling a kid to relax when he's excited. Calm down, son, is what Nava's got to say. I said it yesterday. Monday juju is real. People laugh at me, including this geezer. I don't laugh at everything you say. I mean, I swear the last time Arsenal played Monday Night Football, there was Everton. Yeah, I mean, there's something in it. I don't know. Maybe it's the pressure of everybody else playing first. Don't know. I'll ask the Gooners what they think when they come out for them to have their say on it. We've got some more super chats here. Where's the link to call in, Terry? Spurs are going to go all the way now. That's Conte has a real chance to work with the squad. We will open up the lines for you to phone in. We'll share the link in a few moments' time. So stay with us, hit the like button, and that's coming soon. When United don't perform, you don't talk about the game, but the board and all that shite. No likes, everyone. Listen, my guy, I definitely talk about the Man United game. Go back and watch it. But the difference is when someone says, why are these things happening? I have to speak about what I think the problem is. The same as many, many times when it comes to Arsenal, I've spoken about how badly you've been run, structures at the club, my friend. So I'm really sorry that you're not happy that people are criticizing Arsenal's performance tonight, but it deserves criticism and Palace deserve praise. That's what's going to happen. No echo chambers, my friend. But thank you for super chatting in. Right, Gunner Souls is here with us now. What are you saying, bro?
I don't really know what to say. A lot went wrong today, and I kind of said this before the international break. This is going to be the biggest test for Arteta because he won't have this group of players to work with and actually improve. Last time we had Dubai, where the majority of his team, bar maybe Saka and I think it was Ramsdale. No, White actually were the only two that were excluded in the team. But this time we had White, Ramsdale, Saka, Martinelli. Gabriel was initially called up. Tierney obviously went out for international break. And I think all he had was Lacazette. And that was about it, really. And Cedric that were left behind. And it showed today. We didn't look like a team. We didn't look like we had any idea what we were doing. Today was on the players for me, because we can sit here and blame a few things on Arteta in hindsight. Martinelli should have played, but coming back from international break, we don't know what condition he came back in, whether he's just played, whether he's tired, whether his fitness is not quite right. But for me, today was just, it lacked everything that we've seen. This took me back to the Everton game. It took me back to last year when we started playing Xhaka at left back against Villarreal. It was very much so a flashback to the crap we thought we left behind. And the mentality was back to that same old. And one thing that's kind of keeping me going is the fact we do bounce back well. And we've had big losses and we've turned them around into 5-win streaks. So that's the only positive. But the thing that makes me feel this top 4 race is over to Tottenham is the fact Partey's injured, Tierney's injured, Tomiyasu's out. We don't really know what's happening with Ramsdale, whether he's fully fit or not, because he's just come back from a hip injury, whether that happens again. So I know a lot of people are going to say excuses and we're trying to put the pressure on Spurs. But the fact is, if Tierney and Partey, especially, if they're out for majority of this season, that writes our season off. And I know people don't want to hear that, but this is January mistakes. We didn't get that striker in, we didn't get that midfielder in, and we thought, that's it. Okay, we didn't get anything, so we're not going to bother doing anything. A few loan moves, a few players coming in might have solved the issue today. And that, for me, is the reason why we are going to look back, and there's going to be a lot of questions asked on that board to why things weren't done in January. And that's the reason I think today we lost.
Injuries will certainly play a part, and I remember like Jess, for instance, getting stick from a lot of Gooners for being annoyed in January that no signings were made, and of course the run of form was pretty good, but all it takes is an injury or two to key players, especially your elder statesmen, the older players, the more experienced guys, and it can be detrimental. But look, it's one defeat. You've got that game in hand, win that, and you're 3 points clear of Tottenham. It is a difficult one. This is about bouncing back, and not just bouncing back in September, December. It's the business end of the season, and this is where titles are won, Champions League spots are won, and teams save themselves from relegation. It's these moments here which are key, that show the real. This is more about character, I think, than anything else now when it comes to teams. And sometimes when you're playing the teams that have nothing to play for, it can also be really hard because they can just relax. They've got no pressure going into these football matches at all, my friend. But are you confident about the Brighton game?
I'm 50-50. I mean, if we're looking at history over this season, we've definitely bounced back, probably the best out of the 3 in contention, or even the 4 in contention in West Ham, United and Spurs. When things haven't gone our way, we've definitely gone back and we've beaten the next team and we've put a bit of a win streak together. So if we're going off of that, then 100%, I think Arteta is going to go in on these players. They're not going to have an easy ride. We know what his mentality is. Even if we look at his press conference, I'm not read it yet, but I'm sure he'll be pointing out those mistakes. And I know he'll have them fully focused, fully raring to go and getting things back on track against Brighton. I have no doubt about it. But it's up to those players to look at themselves and go, that was not good enough. That was a Monday night performance. And look, Palace have done this to many, many teams. Man City on Monday night, they drew and they threw a spanner and blew the title race wide open for Liverpool. Palace are that team that do this time and time again. They've got a history of doing it. But we need to look at ourselves and go, we can't be dropping points. This is where we show we're worthy of Champions League football. And this is actually where we show those big players why they should be coming to Arsenal and not to United and not to Spurs. If we can't show this and we can't turn this around, what's the point of trying to go for a João Felix? What's he going to see in this project? He's going to be like, well, you've had 2-3 opportunities and you've bottled every single chance. What am I going to come here and do?
Mate, well said, Gunner Souls. Thanks for coming on, mate, and we'll speak to you again soon, brother. Cheers, my friend. Thank you. Panel coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this stream past 750 likes while we're live. Let's get that done right now if you want to see that panel. There's some super chats first. I don't want to miss these. First of all, Emmanuel says, let's just take a minute to give Vieira and Crystal Palace their flowers. While Vieira was tipped to be the first to get sacked, completely changed the Crystal Palace way to a more modernized way. Vieira is definitely cooking, and Vieira gets it right. So it isn't this I don't need to have a go at Bielsa, but this Bielsa ball where it's just attack at will, no structure defensively. It's a very well-structured, disciplined team that know how to attack. And Vieira's proven himself to be a very, very, very capable manager. There's no doubt. Tottenham Hotspur have broken Arsenal, is what's been said here by a City fan. Phil Wright says people need to get over this bottle job agenda. Sometimes oppositions play a blinder in a game from a Spurs fan. I hear you on that. I do get where you're coming from. But what I will say is this. Tottenham, Man United, Arsenal in the last 3 to 4 years at different times, sometimes all at the same time, have a habit of, I feel if Tottenham drew yesterday, Arsenal win tonight. It's just how it feels. But I do hear your point, Phil. You should have had a counter on your stream for how many times fans says, I told you and I knew before. They all knew nothing. They are bantering Tottenham and United about getting top 4. Banter FC are back, is what Hassan has got to say. And that's time for the panel, people. Someone's just sent me I don't know, someone who's got access to the stream has just uploaded a video. I'm going to have to play it, aren't I?
Come outside, Tottenham fans! Where are you?
I don't even know who added that. They didn't even resize it, so it filled out the frames. It's time for the panel now, people. Let's get this show on the road. It's going to be big. And then after that, your calls are coming up. Welcome, Egal, Colleen, man like Henry, Patrick's here. What a night for the top 4 race, ladies and gentlemen.
You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm right here. You were asking where the Tottenham fans. We're right here. Henry and I are right here, girl. What are you saying?
What are you saying? This is the first time I've seen you guys come on a stream. You guys don't even show up after Tottenham lose.
Wait, John. I said yesterday on stream that you'd lose by 2 goals.
No, Henry. When was the last time you came on when Tottenham lost the game?
Oh, I'm out here, still streaming. Hey, do you know what? Every time Terry asks me to come on, and Terry will back me up on this, I'm either working or something else is going on. Every single time.
Ironically,
I'm here. But today, you got to give credit to Palace. I mean, you were very poor, but to a man, they were on a different level. I mean, it was just Zaha got his goal. Every time he plays you lot, he just proves why you should have signed him instead of Pepe. You know, I think Vieira has done an absolute madness going there. He was, I think someone in the chat said a second ago, his favourites to get sacked when he joined. And fair play, because I didn't think he'd do this well. And now they're sitting, 11th or 10th? Just below Leicester. So, yeah.
They're comfortable. They're doing well, man. And yeah, like you said, Henry, they looked like the better team. Like if you didn't know football, you're watching it, you would have thought they were the guys going for top
100%.
They were just hungry. They were tenacious. They were winning every 50-50 and second ball. I don't know what happened with Arsenal. It just didn't look like they wanted to play.
Nothing went their way, did it?
Yeah.
Like Saka should have scored. Saka had a chance.
Odegaard had a good chance. Yeah, Smith Rowe took a tame shot inside the box. You lot just didn't look like you had any belief in yourself today. So
if we would have drew yesterday though or lost, them chances go in tonight. 100%.
We're going to move on to this bottle thing because a few people keep saying it's overused. Egal, first of all, what went wrong tonight? Because it wasn't it was a battering tonight. Losing 3-0 to Palace is a battering. What happened? What went wrong for you and your boys tonight?
Okay, from the beginning, there's a lot that went wrong, right? First things first, we go into the game. Nuno Tavares is starting. That's a surprise. We didn't know that Kieran Tierney was injured. We didn't know the severity of Kieran Tierney's injury. If he is out for a long time period, that is a very big hit to the rest of our season, obviously, right? Because if Kieran Tierney is playing this game, that first goal doesn't go in. Kieran Tierney wins that header. The second goal doesn't go in because Kieran Tierney doesn't let the runner get inside of him, and Gabriel then doesn't have to come out. So in my opinion, Kieran Tierney being out was one of the major big differences in the beginning of the game. And cost us the first 2 goals, in my opinion. Second of all, Thomas Partey was completely off his pace today because after we changed to after we got to the second half, I don't know what happened, but like somewhat made it a little bit better. But the first half, he was misplacing every ball, he was losing every single moment, and I just felt like the whole team went into this game with a level of confidence, and they got humbled. They literally got humbled. It seemed like it was a night off. Once they scored the first 2 goals, I felt like at that point it was damage limitations. At best, we were going to get a draw, and we never really seemed like we switched it back into trying to win this game. It almost seemed like our heads dropped, and we went back into our old selves, where once we go down, we don't have enough to get ourselves back up. I didn't see the same fight that I seen against Wolves.
That's a fair assessment there. Colleen, how about yourself? Because on the Top 6 show earlier today, you spoke very much about, on paper, we should be going there and winning, but it's about whether we can show the bottle, for want of a better word, and actually go there and deliver when it really matters. What was your take on tonight? Was it injuries and a few players that let you down, or do you think that there was just too much pressure on the team tonight?
I'm trying so hard because I'm fuming. Oh my God. I'm absolutely fuming. Listen, and there is like a realistic take of it that we can get to, but I'm not going to get to it now because I don't care about these stupid fucking injuries. I don't care about whether there should have been a penalty and whatnot. At the end of the day, the players on the pitch tonight should have put in a better performance than what they did. The first 45 minutes was an embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. Do you understand? Palace were just full of energy. They were there. They were winning every second ball and everything like that. We couldn't string 2 passes together, and it just went from bad to worse. Once we conceded the first goal, it was just like, where did our heads go? And Tavares, please don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. Would he ever finish a game for Arsenal? Would he ever not get taken off before half time? Let me not even get into it. It was an embarrassment. It was a fucking joke, Terry. Fucking joke.
Listen, I like the honesty, and do you know what I would say about that? And I know that people don't like the phrase "bottle" being thrown around, but that's how I felt tonight was, because Palace did come at you hard in the opening few minutes, but that's where you have to ride that storm. And I understand people will say, "Oh, they got points off of City this year; they're that good," and I understand that, but too often this happens to Arsenal, and people will throw straight up, but your club, I know it happens to my club. These 2 boys on here from Tottenham know this has happened to their club as well. We all know this, and that's why we all throw it at each other, because none of us want to be the Banter FC. None of us want to be the Bottle Job Club, but we all have a habit of doing it. How many times have we been in positions to capitalize on our opponents and we don't do it? There's got to be something in that. And you could see the lack of energy from Arsenal tonight. It was just nothing. It was a weird one for me. And look, I don't want to take anything away from Palace because they were brilliant. And interestingly, you started to come into the game between about 60th minute and up until their penalty. You were creating the chances. You started to build. Your confidence was growing. And then Odegaard gives away the penalty stupidly.
Again. Not the first time this season.
Can I say this, though? I don't want to make any excuses for this performance. The performance overall was terrible. But the worst part about this performance was we had 2 chances where we could have taken advantage of it. We missed our own opportunities. We finished if Emil Smith-Rowe and Odegaard would have buried those chances, it would have been 2-2 before the 3rd goal came. It was on us. We had the opportunities. We didn't take them. The 2 opportunities we had in the second half to even out the game, we didn't take our chances. We let the game get away from us, and that's where the game was done, in my opinion. Once Odegaard missed his chance and Emil Smith-Rowe took a weak shot, that was it. Nothing else came.
Yeah, I hear you on that completely. There's a comment in here, I just lost it, I wanted to go to, that says Terry wasn't talking about football when they drew. So talking about whether Rashford should start or not and how bad he's been is not talking about football. Talking about the formations, not football. Talking about why Maguire was laying on the floor isn't football. Talking about the goalie not being able to play it from the back isn't football. Listen, my guy, if you're going to come onto my platform and try and troll me, at least come with something better, my friend. Honestly, mate, because I just hang on. Yeah, your missus is going to leave you for embarrassing her so badly.
That's a bit far. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry. She's looking at you right now. She's like, I'm leaving. I am leaving. You know what I mean? Big up Jada. I'm just saying. Anyway, it's just one of them. Come on, mate. The banter's dead. Listen, if you want to work on it, I'll lend you a pen, right, and some paper. You can work on it a bit, my guy. Terrible, terrible banter. Look, in terms of tonight, I wanted to ask about the decision as well. I did see a few gooners complaining about it. Was it or was it not a pen? Is that a universal decision from the panel?
It's a penalty.
I think so. Yeah, it's a penalty, man.
Penalty all day
I
long.
like how the referee actually took his time to assess it and then gave the pen, so it wasn't a reactionary decision. And I think he got it spot on.
It's a penalty. And Arsenal, this is where I was saying earlier, they have the IQ of fucking rubber ducks in this situation. How it transitions into that moment is a joke. So we're at the end, in the left-hand side near Palace's corner flag, right? Before that, Partey's already complaining about his thigh. He doesn't go down at all. Nothing. Just still plods along. And what do you know? The ball comes across to him. He can't do anything, right? Okay. One stupid bit of no common sense, no footballing IQ there. Gabriel, in that moment there, as he comes out, no tactical foul. He's not even on the yellow card. Doesn't do anything. No footballing IQ there at all. And then, of course, the cherry on top, Erdegaard. What the hell are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? Again, like we did at Manchester United, just something so stupid. Where is the footballing IQ? We were down in there by their corner flag. And then all of a sudden we've conceded a penalty and it's 3-0. Nah, come on.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
Stupid. From start to finish, awful. Oh, you know what? We should have lost by more.
Zaha basically put Gabriel in a pretzel. Like the amount of times he'll go like 7 or 8 games without doing absolutely anything, and he'll come up against a big 6 club and then just turn it on. And he always, for some reason, whenever like there was that you tried to sign him, what was it 4 years ago, something like that. He's had a vendetta since you lot ever since. And whenever he plays you, he's like, right, okay, this is it. This is my Champions League final. But isn't that like the second or third time now Odegaard's given away penalties?
Yes. Listen, I'm angry at how we lost, to be honest with you. And I'm very, very well aware we're still in the top 4 race. We're still level on points with Tottenham. All is not lost, okay? But the manner in the way we lost and just the way the players just seem to act like fucking dodos throughout the whole game. It was just like everyone was just like look at each other like, oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What am I going to do? But like,
you've got no leaders. You have no leaders anywhere.
I was about to say that.
You've got a senior player in Partey who you naturally think, your more senior players will be that kind of leader. Was one of the worst players on the pitch today. And even then, you didn't see, there was nothing, no spine there. Lacazette, don't even get me started on Lacazette. Poor performance, but even him, just stupid. There was no togetherness. We should regroup after the first goal. We're away from home. It's a London derby. There's a lot riding on it. Every game there's a lot going on it. And it was just like, they were just looking at each other bemused. What are you bemused about? You're playing the game.
Yeah, I was going to say this, Colin. I feel like to say we don't have leaders, Kieran Tierney is one of the biggest leaders in our team, and we're missing him today. So obviously that is one of the biggest blows. And I'm not even going to try to say, you know what, I'm not going to cover up for the performance. Obviously, the performance is absolutely shocking. The result is terrible also, obviously. But on another day, small margins, we should have buried our chances. We had enough chances to equalize this game. We have enough players on that pitch to win this game. We should have won this game. But when it comes down to it, if you have a team that has been predominantly the same team for majority of this good run, and we get a big injury like Kieran Tierney today, I don't know if we're prepared to weather the storm with Kieran Tierney out. That's the biggest issue for me. That's the biggest worry. And if Thomas Partey is also out, and if it is a hamstring injury and he's gone for the rest of the season, that's it. Wrap it up. That I'm very much worried, because we could drop 6 points from now to the end of the season if Tottenham win all their games. But realistically, I don't think that's either likely. So,
David, do you think tonight is more a case of, like Egal said, it, Tierney being missing was a key issue, or do you think it's bigger than that? Do you think this young squad now actually, oh wow, there's actually an expectation on us to deliver and do something? Do you think that's playing into it, David?
I always said about Arsenal, my biggest worry for them was that your best players are your young players. And everyone knows I have a vendetta against young players because naturally they're not consistent. They're young, they're 21, 22. They're not going to be these high-ranking players that are performing in, week out. And then when you need someone who's going to come in and then make up for their lapses in performance, I don't think Arsenal have those players. I think Spurs do. But again, Spurs are Spurs. So David, there's a likely chance that they messed that up. It is likely. It is very likely. Are you the
same way about Chelsea? The fact that you've had Chilwell out the whole season. I hear Chelsea fans screaming and crying about him every single day. So are you not going to acknowledge the fact that we're missing one of our best players?
No, but that's not my point to do with today. Like with just today, my point is that your team, your best players are all young players. I think every time I think of Arsenal's best 3 players, I think Saka, Smith Rowe, Kieran Tierney, maybe like Martinelli, maybe
Partey?
you want to throw him in there. Partey is so he himself is older, but he's just as inconsistent as they are. Like all of your players are incredibly inconsistent. So when you need those senior players to come in and be consistent, they just don't do it often. They really don't, and that's always been my thing with Arsenal. And today you got played off the park. Cobham, Gahey, and Conor Gallagher. Oh, I cannot wait for Conor Gallagher to come back to Chelsea because that is amazing. I actually love Conor Gallagher. He's class. Gahey clearing it off the line when Smith Rowe had an open goal with the keeper on the floor. Oh, it's beautiful.
I get. Do you know what I think today showed me as a rival really to Arsenal, and I've seen Arsenal progress. And you're right. Of course, when you miss a couple of players through injury, Partey not playing well, then goes off. Kieran Tierney missing, you're gonna miss him. But that can't be the difference. One player not starting can't be the difference between you, Egal, as an example. Many Gooners like you thinking you're 1 or 2 signings away from challenging on all fronts to getting beat 3-0 by a mid-table team. And not just being beat 3-0, being outplayed and outclassed. You need to add 3 or 4 experienced players to this very talented young squad. Because the irony in it is people will look at the class of 92 as an example and go, you can win with kids. We won with kids in our squad and team, but our star players were Peter Schmeichel, Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Eric Cantona. These guys, there was a Pallister, McClare was still there, Andy Cole was at the club, and there'll be a few others whose name I'm just forgetting right now. There was this core of 25-plus-year-olds who, by the way, had already won league titles that helped nurture them through. That's what your club really needs today, because you can't be in a situation where if you lose 1 or 2 players, it's acceptable just to get beat. And I hear your point about Chelsea fans using the excuse. And I've been calling everybody out for it. Our squads are worth everywhere between 700. I'm talking top 6 clubs. Our squads are worth between 650 and £1 billion. We ain't got no excuses for losing games like this because of 1 or 2 injuries. Like, for me, I just don't like that kind of talk. Our squads are so valuable. We spend so much money on salaries and players and agent fees. We can't be having excuses like we're Burnley, who are missing one of their best player and they can lose. Like, we're too big for that. We're too powerful for that. We're too rich for that for me. And it's around looking at other things. And I think today was a little bit of a reality check for some.
I think Terry,
but you're not quite as. So again, and I remember saying this with Lee. Me and Lee fought over him not celebrating your improvements. But what did I say on that same show? I get the fact that some Gooners feel like you're 1, maybe 2 signings away from being where Liverpool are, and it was crazy chat. Crazy chat.
I think it's unfair also to say this is a mentality thing and they feel the pressure. No, I feel like it has nothing to do with that. I feel if you specifically bring it down to that is an outside narrative. But inside, you look at the actual situation. You say to yourself, "Oh, you went with Kieran Tierney's out, Tomiyasu's out. You went with Cedric and Nuno Tavares. Nuno Tavares that first half did not look like a footballer. Let's be honest. If you guys watch that game, Nuno Tavares, you will not be hearing no Nuno Tavares prop from any Arsenal fan, in my opinion, after that performance. And if you ask me, that is one of the biggest talking points.
Emerson.
One second. Let me finish my point, guys.
Let him land. I want to say something
before you guys come in and start hounding me. First things first. When it comes to that game versus Crystal Palace today, Nuno Tavares was so bad. Obviously, we already seen what happened. He got taken out at halftime. Going forward, I want to see Cedric or Xhaka playing in that left back spot if Tierney's out for the rest of the season.
Can I say something, Terry? Yeah, I think what you're saying is a massive cop out, and the reason why is because if Arsenal are playing free-flowing football and winning every game, and Tottenham and Man United and possibly West Ham are dropping points, you lot go there and win that game comfortably because there's no pressure on. The moment Tottenham go on a decent run, we win 5 out of 6, we start scoring goals and we're breathing down your necks and even went above you on goal difference before today's game and you lot played last, you lot go and put in a performance like that. So for me, there was definitely signs of a bottle job and the outside pressure of Tottenham doing well and obviously being above you, it came into play. And it happens. It's happened to us, it's happened to United. So it definitely was to do with that. And if you look at your players, the performance wasn't there. Saka, who you lot laud and praise as, the next savior and generational talent. He was MIA today. He did
No.
fuck all.
Okay.
So
Are you good? Okay. So in one
Smith
breath, you're gonna-
Rowe, nothing. Look,
in one
Odegaard,
breath, you're
nothing.
gonna. 1 second, Patrick. Love and respect for you, but in one breath, you're gonna praise Palace for the way they performed, and then you're gonna hound Saka. Understand that the way they played was to take Saka out of the game. They literally put 2 men on him every time he had the ball, 3-4 men on him.
Well, your best players do something to get out of that. That's fine.
You've got 90 minutes to adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Egal,
You
is
can't
that not-
use
is
that as an excuse.
Every single football team's objective is to nullify the opposition.
Of
Yeah,
course.
but everyone tries to shut Harry Kane
Like-
down. Every single
Or
time
Son.
we play. It's to stop Kane. You stop Kane, we don't win a game. It's as simple as that. But he's so clever in his movement, and that we know that's our star asset. So we try to allow him more space. When it comes to you, and I've said this many times, I don't think your biggest issue is that your left back's injured or Partey. You don't have a striker. Lacazette has 1 goal in play all season. Matt Doherty has got more goals in play. And the guy was finished in January, and now Conte shoved a rocket up his ass, and now we're calling him Dalberto Carlos. I mean that's a bit extreme, but you don't have a striker. He's good at hold up play. You let a guy go to Barcelona who's now doing bits, and it's the best striker you've had in the last 5 years. And then who else have you got? Balogun. Balogun's gone to Borough, is it?
Borough. He's at Borough.
Yeah, and then Nketiah. Okay, fair enough. If that goal went in, I would have been like, yeah, all right, he done something decent today. But you don't have a striker. Like, besides hold-up play and link-up play, Lacazette doesn't really do anything.
Listen,
I don't actually know the last time he got a goal, like, genuinely.
And this is one of the things, again, that they may be looking at extending his contract by a year as backup, but they need, like, a proper striker that can hold up, because Lacazette's hold up play, he wasn't good today, but it's been brilliant for me in this last game.
100%.
But you need that and someone, again, Harry Kane's hold up play and creativity, plus he's like, Arsenal need a Harry Kane. Maybe not, it's hard to find someone.
Everyone needs a Harry Kane, mate. Like, he's the best player in the league.
You can lead that line in that way. I've got a question for you, Egal, though, kind of back to what you were saying. You said a week, maybe 2 weeks ago of the last Premier League game, that this was yours to throw away. A lot of Gunners have sort of said to not get top 4 from this point would be an embarrassment. Do you sort of feel like that? Because that feeds into the pressure situation. Because if you don't make it from now, like, are you didn't you say that you'd be Arteta out if he collapsed from there? You was that confident? Are you starting to feel the pressure?
No, I feel like we still are in the driving seat. It's still in our hands mathematically. When it comes down to it, we're tied on points with Tottenham, with more room for error than them, because we have that game in hand. So I am not worried at all at this moment in time. I'll be more worried if as I said it the other day, it comes down to that Tottenham game and how we perform against Chelsea, Manchester United, and everybody else. Yes, we have tougher fixtures, but I'm not worried yet.
Even if you got Tierney and Partey out, you got to go to West Ham.
I'm more worried about the injuries than I am about Tottenham.
I think you lot will finish 4th. I think you lot will finish 6th. I stand by that. You've got
you ain't getting top 4.
Listen, understand. There's no 1 second. Understand, you making that point, there's no accountability towards you as a rival, because you're going to throw banter. But when it comes down to it, we all know what you're saying is well.
You're not playing well. Like, yeah, fair enough, you beat Villa, but you're not actually, you struggled past Watford. They had many chances. It's not like, okay, I can come on here and hold my chest out because we're actually scoring goals, but it's not even that. It's the performances and the chances we're creating.
No,
like,
but
you didn't just lose tonight. That could have been.
What evidence do you have to back your claim that we're going to finish 6th based on our performances over the last 25 games?
Because there's one man that will guarantee that we finish above you, and that is Antonio Conte.
No, but
you have got Arteta.
I'm not talking about Tottenham. You made a bold statement that we're going to finish 6th. What evidence is there to show you that we're going to finish 6th?
All right, so let's go off the last 3 games, right? You lost to Villa. You've lost to.
We beat Villa.
You beat Villa. You lost to Palace, and you lost the game before, and I can't even remember who it was.
Against Liverpool.
Right? Yeah. So you haven't played well. I mean, you played well against Villa, but you didn't play well tonight, and you didn't really play well against Liverpool. You've got United at home, which could go either way because they're both bottle jobs. And I'm not saying we're not bottle jobs. We are the king of it. That's why Spursy is a name. You still got to play United. You still got to go to Chelsea. You still got to go to Tottenham, which I'm not being funny. As it stands, if we were to play tomorrow, I think we'd wipe the floor with you.
Okay, can I tell you something? Do you
Go
know
on.
how ludicrous what you just said is? In the sense of who we've played and who we haven't played. Because
You've
when it
still
comes
got 4
one
of the
second,
top 7 to play.
Understand
And you can't
from
beat Palace.
1 second. You're talking about today's game, right? But then you went and referenced a Liverpool game as if it
Your
was a
last 3
bad
games,
performance.
have you been outstanding?
Yes, we have been.
Against who?
But today, listen, I'm not excusing today's performance. Not for 1 second. But
Egal,
for
you
to
weren't good
sit
against
there-
Liverpool. You
But for
weren't
you to
good.
sit there and
You
say
weren't
we've
good
been
against
performing
Liverpool.
terribly, that is so reactionary.
But
That is
it's
so
not
reactionary.
When's the last time you actually had Arsenal were unbelievable? Like, I'm not trying to trigger you, and I'm not trying to bait out the comments. I'm just being honest. Look at
Okay.
2022. Let's compare Tottenham and Arsenal.
I don't
right?
know if you actually watch. I don't know if you actually watch Arsenal, but let me just tell you some of our performances over the last couple of weeks that you are criticizing. Aston Villa, first of all, yes, but
1-0.
Aston Villa had not even a sniff in that game. The Liverpool game that you just referenced, that first half, we were really good. Yes, we've dropped off in the second half.
Really good based on what?
1 second. I listened to you, and now I'm rebuttaling your point just to prove to you how ridiculous it sounded. The Leicester
Gal,
game, we
sure.
dominated that Leicester game, and we buried them in the first half. They never had a sniff the rest of the game. The Watford game was shaky. The Wolves game, we showed the fight and desire to come back and win that game after being 2-1 down, after conceding the opening goal. The Brentford game, it was a consolation goal at the end. That easily could have been a 3-4-0 game. The game against Wolves, with 10 men, we won that game. Now, coming back to what you just said, you're talking about performances where we score 5 or more goals. If we go back a little bit further back, you can see that happening against the Norwiches, against the Leeds, against these other teams.
Norwich.
So what you're talking about right now is an Arsenal team that played against Liverpool, one of the best teams in the world in this moment in time, and losing to Crystal Palace today, which I am not excusing. It was a terrible performance, but it's very reactionary based on your point. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not being reactionary. Like I said, I'm not trying to bait you out or bait the comments out. I'm just saying, in the last recent weeks, you haven't gone and been exceptional. And that's not just from a Spurs perspective. Like, to put it into perspective, right? Since January, Kulusevski's come in, right? A 21-year-old from Sweden, a Juventus reject, has been absolutely outstanding, right? Has come in and been unbelievable. Since then, we've completely transitioned. We've scored more goals in 2022 than any other team in the league. And we aren't just beating teams, we are destroying teams. You could say, yeah, you're beating Newcastle, you're beating Everton, but you can only play out who you're up against. I go into games now, and I think when you lot play, I think, right, this could go either way. Like,
that's not even true.
You know what, guys, it's fair debate. We've got a poll running right now that says who will make the top 4 now. Arsenal 20% of the vote. Spurs 56% of the vote, Manchester United 9%, and 15% saying hard to call. I'm going to go to super chats, then we're going to take some calls from the viewers. I do have one question for Egal first, and it is a little bit of banter. What's the percentage on Arsenal making it now?
I'll get that on.
I just messaged because we've been bantering for a while over that. I've got a lot of super chats. I haven't forgot about them. First one here says Arsenal.
I found the percentage, Terry. It's 54%.
How? Where's that come from? You still got to play West Ham. Anyway, yeah.
Sorry. Arsenal's next game against Brighton and Southampton are going to be tricky. I think it's advantage Tottenham in the top 4 races. What Andre has got to say here. Spurs will make top 4 defo. Who's going to believe Arsenal apart from CBB's kids? Come on now, is what Nav has got to say. Vieira's team talk was literally remember the 2-2 when they won the league. a bit more banter there. Double standards when Chilwell and James were injured. That's not an excuse, but Tierney injured and old boy, all of a sudden Arsenal are excused. By the way, Salim, that's why I don't use them excuses for my clubs, because all the rivals do and they're in the mud is use the same things. It's like I try and play 4D chess, you know what I mean? Looks like Egal's going to be doing the apology at the end of the season. That Man United fan was right. He's going to keep his hair. Do you know the irony the irony between Z and Egal? They'll both lose because Spurs will get it. Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be hilarious, actually. Who's the geezer that compared Saka and Messi the other day? One's a winner, the other's a dreamer. But that's the thing. Listen, that's why some gooners are gonna get that kind of stick, because of course, over the international break, some gooners were moving mad. Not all, just some. The way Gabriel looked shaky at the start, I knew It was going to be a long night anyway. Egal, cheers, is what Oral's got to say. David, please rip Arsenal fans a new one, is what he's saying now. Let's see how this young Arsenal team and inexperienced manager handle the pressure. Tottenham recruited well in January and Arsenal didn't. This will happen. Arsenal's top 4 hopes as well. So what do you think on that, Colin? Do you think the experience of Arteta versus Antonio Conte could play a major part in the run-in?
I mean, you can't discount Conte because he is an experienced manager. Like, I'm not going to say that Conte doesn't have that, that winning touch. Like, I'm not going to not say that. I don't think it really can't. I don't know whether I'm not really going to judge Arteta too tough in comparison to Conte. There's just not enough for me of a pool size to be like he's gonna bottle it. I think Conte's resume speaks for himself. So it's a comparison that I just can't even be bothered to make. It's just like there's literally nothing there. If you put the two managers, if it was down to it, you'd say Conte just because of his CV. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the case. We're all talking about at the minute because of how this game came out and how Arsenal are looking. It feels very crap right now. It feels like we don't have a chance to get to top 4. But as I've said, for the past 6 weeks, Arsenal, Tottenham and United are all in this situation with the same coaches, same players, apart from Tottenham who have recruited well in January, is that we've all been so consistently inconsistent. So to think it's going to be clear-cut and done now is just a joke. We're all going to drop points going on forward. That doesn't discount the game today because I'm still fuming. But back to the original point, if we're talking about Arteta and Conte, you would naturally go Conte just because of his CV. But I don't think that's the reason why Tottenham get top 4 over Arsenal in the end.
I hear you.
However, that consistent inconsistency didn't come into play when you were talking about Arsenal could come 3rd above Chelsea. Didn't mention that. Just saying.
I never said that Arsenal will come 3rd.
A lot of fans.
I'm just saying. It was mentioned a couple of times that Chelsea are in the top 4 battle as well.
That's it. When Chelsea lost on Saturday, a lot of Arsenal fans were already counting their chickens, saying, when we beat Palace,
Chelsea spiraling. I don't see it, but I mean. It's not mathematically impossible, but I don't see it personally. I don't see it happening. We should all, Arsenal, Tottenham, and United to a degree, should all be focused.
We don't even talk about. I don't want to hear it. Like, we're so bad. I can't even. My team is dead to me right now. I'm one of them ones. Like my team is sleeping on the couch for a while. Like that's how it is.
Sleeping on the couch.
It's great when Arsenal lose because Jess and Egal are too cocky. And I know people asking where.
What, Terry? Can I interject? Jess has been very level-headed, to be fair, and she was even saying from a long time that no, it's not. When a lot of Arsenal fans were saying it's done and dusted, we got top 4, it's ours, blah blah. Jess was actually saying, take time, be calm. There's still a long way to go. So there's no need for the Jess slander.
And on top of that as well, like people asking why she's not here. She's working at 110 football all day today. So ahead of time, Jay wasn't going to be here. Lacazette last open play goal was 17 games ago against Southampton. Past few games, he's also has not been on it in terms of build-up play as well. Trust me, all is lost. Chelsea, Spurs, United pending is what Edwin has got to say. Honestly, sack Arteta, Vieira in now. Listen, I will say Vieira does look very good. He does look very, very good indeed. Not easy playing backup fullbacks, is it? Funny thing is, these young players will go to City or Liverpool, Real Madrid or PSG once they get older. These players will not stay at Arsenal forever, is what Nabil thinks. Well, Saka already linked with a big money move to Liverpool. Maybe, just maybe, if they miss out on top 4.
Money, man. They're broke boys.
Someone's getting defensive.
Egal, there's a difference. There's a difference when Ben's out, we kick on. We never chickened out against Spurs. Only reason you beat Spurs is because you lot cried about no time off. You knew you would have lost calling that game off. I mean, right now, it's a good job he did call that game off. Egal, every game teams miss chances. That's not an excuse for a poor performance. There are 8 games. 8 games. It's put up or shut up time. No more excuses. These keep coming. Excuses, FC. Egal, why not put Saka at left back and Martinelli left wing? Could have helped. Could it? Well, who goes on the right though? Is Pepe on the bench?
Pepe wasn't playing, and he wasn't on the bench. He wasn't in the team.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't even check the bench.
Is he injured, or is that a fitness issue?
He just wasn't in the team. I don't know why.
The bill here says Arsenal have a striker. They got Vlahovic and Isak. That's pretty good. Remember when Egal said Gabriel is a top 5 centre back in the Prem with Thiago Silva, Rudiger, VVD? You didn't say that.
I don't recall saying that, but yeah.
I don't remember you saying that. Big up Terry, first Westerner to get my name right. Oh, good. I'm not going to try and pronounce it again because I'm going to get it wrong now. You put me on the spot. You're making me read it properly. Certain. Wow, Egal. Why are you so sour? Chill. Arsenal are officially back because this is what they really are for 16 plus years. FA Cup and top 4 at most. Woolwich, South London will finish 7th, is what this fan thinks. And as an Arsenal fan, I'm stressed. This was actually PTSD for real. Egal stays strong. I fear Spurs and Conte big time. May the Lord be with us. Listen, I got called out by Egal and a few others a few weeks ago when Spurs had the little run around. Terry, you said Conte was going to come in and guarantee top 4. He hasn't done it yet, but it was silly to write. Like a man with his record in league competitions, to write him off is crazy because he is probably he's 3rd or 4th best manager in the league without a shadow of a doubt. Like him and Tuchel are there or thereabouts. Like it's crazy. Arsenal fans said they have got the best young players and manager in the world, is what Oral says here. We're going to go to some calls quickly. First up on the show today, we're going to go to young Tom Little, who's here to have a chat with us. Let's do it. I've got to make sure I get all the right buttons in the place. I've got them. Let's do it. Tom Little, what are you saying, mate? Oh, I didn't put him in. Tom, how you doing?
I'm good. I enjoyed that game today. My God, is Nuno Tavares crap. This was his big redemption game for Forest. You know, he got hooked after 35 minutes against Forest. This is his redemption game. Can he come back? You know, prove the doubters wrong. Lasted 45 minutes this time, so fair play to the kid. But I'll tell you what, that Palace team, it's a nice team to watch, isn't it? It's just going to be sad when it gets blown up in the summer. I think Chelsea, you know, they're going to lose Christensen. As for Laca, it looks like he might be going. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone better than Mark Gay for the price you can get him for. He's been immense. Tyreek Mitchell's everything Man United fans thought Wan-Bissaka was going to be. You know, he's fantastic. And Conor Gallagher. Why have Chelsea got so many good young players? Well, he's got 3. He's got 3 lungs. How he keeps running around that pitch is mad. But Arsenal, oh my word! Why was I seeing Granit Xhaka left back for 45 minutes against Crystal Palace? One of the most exciting attacking teams, and you put in Granit Xhaka, who's a liability in midfield anyway, at left back. You know, it's just so. I don't get it. I put my faith in Arsenal to get top 4, and this is how they repay me. They throw it back in my face. Sat there watching Tottenham yesterday. That's what Arsenal should be doing.
Thank you. Preach. Keep going, Tom. Keep going.
That's what Arsenal should be doing.
Keep going.
What's the point? What is the point in Lacazette? Lack of threat. What is the point of him?
Lack of talent, lack of hairline.
Lacazette's.
Hey, let's not talk about headlines, you know. Do that.
You feeling stressed? You feeling stressed?
Well, hairline is all. I got one now. Mine is in a few months. I got one now. It's like fuck bald people. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to live anymore, bro. Mine's good. It's a little bit patchy still, but it'll come. Like, you know, when you put the stuff down, the miracle grow in your grass, it still looks shit, but you know it's coming. Like, mine's like that right now. Miracle grow on my head. Tom, thanks for coming on, mate, and having your say. We're going to go and jump into a few more calls. Top man, we'll see you Sunday for the big game, my bro. See you then. We've actually got Miss Man like Lawrence Boovy coming in to do the 12th man this week. So it's going to be a big week on the terrace. David's here with us now. He wants to say something about the top 4 race. What are you saying, David?
Yeah, Terry. Do you know what I call Arsenal when they lose? Do you know the teams in pairs when they have those fake names? The North London Reds. That's what I call them, innit? They are so terrible. I'm not gonna lie. With Egal, what I'm gonna say to you is you should bite your hand off for 6th. I've said it all season. I've literally said this all season. Bite your hand off for 6 now, otherwise you finish 8th. Bite your hand off for 6. But
wow.
With Spurs, I think they'll come either 5th or 4th. United finish above Arsenal. Definitely will finish above Arsenal. Yeah, Egal, bite your hand off for 5th. 6th. Bite your
Listen,
hand off.
I'm not gonna even. I don't even. Can I just acknowledge something? You are absolutely talking crap, my guy. Absolutely talking crap. Have you seen your team face Leicester? We faced the same Leicester
I'm a
team.
Liverpool fan.
1 second. Have you seen? Oh, no. The team that you're saying is going to finish above Arsenal. 1 second. Manchester United are going to finish above Arsenal. They faced Leicester, the same team we faced, and they got lucky. They got a draw. Arsenal humble those guys. I'm letting you speak because I'm just so confused. Like, what are you talking about? You're absolutely making no sense. You're just rambling, trying to make a funny point, trying to make something, make it make sense. Listen, Arsenal have been the best team. 1 second, my guy. 1 second, my guy. Arsenal have been on one of the best forms they've been on over the last 4 years. We lose one game to Crystal Palace, and everyone is now coming out of their shells saying, "Oh, Arsenal's going to finish 8th." Make this make sense.
No, Egal, we're just here asking questions. Egal, we're just here asking questions like on Saturday.
Let me say this.
Questions.
Let me say this, Egal. You guys have been literally resting 1 game a week since January after you lost in the FA Cup in the 3rd round to Nottingham Forest. You guys have been resting. United now, they've only just recently got out of the Champions League. So now they're going to be resting as well. So I think it will just all balance out. To be honest.
Do you know, David, I appreciate the call, my friend. I would love to believe that United could finish above Arsenal, but I can't go that far. So you saying Spurs finishing above Arsenal? I get it. As a United fan, I wish that was true, but I don't think it is.
No,
David,
do you know why I said that? Do you know why I say that, Terry? It's because
trigger a gal.
No. I'm generally actually gonna. I'm generally being serious. United are gonna finish above Arsenal or even get top 4 because of Ronaldo. No, I'm not lying. They might.
I know that you're a Liverpool fan. You've got no reason to prop up Man United.
They might.
I hope. I
don't want them to. I don't want them to at all.
I hear you, David.
I do not want them to.
No one.
Wait. He's a Liverpool fan. Yeah. Act like one. Why are you backing United?
No. I'm not backing them. I don't want them to.
He's telling what he thinks. But yeah.
Feeling.
Man,
I have that sneaky feeling that United might do it.
David,
Ram 2.0.
David, thanks for calling in, mate, and having your say. I appreciate it, mate, and all your support of the terrace. Thank you. Nav here says, Egal, because it's a typical Arsenal thing. You'll win 7, lose 15, and the bounce always happens.
Let me defend Egal here. We've lost like 3 games in the league in the last 4 months. Tonight's performance was terrible. It was terrible. Don't get me wrong. And if we continue in that vein, we definitely won't get top 4. But since in the last 4 months, this is probably the second time we've played that bad. It's literally so reactive.
But Kaleem, we're just asking questions. We're just again, you were talking about, we could get to Chelsea with only 5 points.
I never said that.
No, you were just saying Chelsea don't be, because teams.
No, but listen, mathematically,
mathematically, Wolves can catch you, West Ham can catch you, United can catch you, Spurs can catch you, and before you know it, David's writing you chilling in 8th. You never know. These things can happen. It can happen. It's football.
You want to know something? Listen, Terry, understand that as an Arsenal fan, I'll be held accountable for what I say about my club. But what you guys say about Arsenal, today you could say Arsenal will finish. You think Arsenal will finish 4th. Tomorrow you could say they finish 8th. Either way, no one's going to hold anything you say accountable. Because no one cares.
I'm going to say this. I will say this about myself. Just under 250,000 people care what I say.
No, I'm saying they're not going to hold you accountable for what you say.
No, they don't know. And I mean, it's not. They don't care what I say because it's. Oh my god, I need to know what Terry thinks about things. Like I don't think about it like that. I mean, every opinion I put out there, if I get it wrong, I get cooked.
Okay, but Terry, I'm not talking about you here. I'm saying you didn't say anything ridiculous.
You said Terry.
No.
You actually addressed me.
Okay,
bro.
my bad. Okay. Now, I'm talking about when you say stuff like Arsenal going to finish 8th. If you say it as a rival, No one cares because you can
Of
just say you're
course.
bantering,
Of course, bruv. I mean,
right? So
if
by
they
the way,
honestly
by the way,
believe
by the
it,
way, by the
if-
way,
so
Gal,
the
let me just say
fact
this.
that you guys are
Gal,
saying this,
Gal, let me just say
I'm
this for
taking it
a
with a
second.
grain of salt.
Let
That's
me
all
just
I'm
say this.
saying.
Let me just say this for a second. I still think Arsenal are coming fourth as it stands right now. I'm not. I thought it yesterday.
Nah,
I'm not going to change my. I'm not going to change my mind after one game. So after everything, I'm giggling at. I'm not going to change my mind straight away. We're going to take a call now from Leaf. Leaf is here. What are you saying, Leaf?
Hi everyone. Yeah, Arsenal are in the mud. They completely suck. That defense is terrible. But honestly, to be fair to
Who do
Egal,
you
I agree
support?
with you, Egal. What?
Who do you support, my guy?
Tottenham.
Where are you
Hang
after
on a
Tottenham
minute. Hang on a
games?
minute. Well, very quickly.
Gal, why are you doing that? Why are
Very,
you?
very quickly. You definitely know who Keith is, who Leaf is, because as we call
No,
him,
my point is, where is he after 90% of Tottenham games?
always on the terrace. He's always here.
Yeah.
When I let him on, he's always here.
Yeah.
I let him on.
Egal, I was gonna agree with you. I was gonna say there is no chance Arsenal are finishing below fifth. I mean, United are not catching them. It's obvious. But the reason why I think that Spurs will finish fourth is just Sammy Muckwell just tweeted this. Tierney could be out for the entire season, so that's a huge blow. And I just think that
Come
Arsenal
outside, Tottenham fans! Where are you?
Hey, that's
We're
gonna
here.
haunt you, Egal. That's gonna.
We're
You're never
here.
gonna live that down.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Let's be having you.
Tierney's out for the rest of the season. I mean, that is absolutely massive. You can't play Tavares because he's an
Is he
absolute.
officially out for the season?
That's just what the rumors are saying. Like, well, they won't know. They may do if they've already scanned him, but yeah, they don't know as of right now. Lee, thanks for calling in, my friend, and having your say. I appreciate it, bro. Alex is on the show next. Redneck Alex is here. What are you saying?
I just came to stroke my beer in front of a gal, like
Like he did to you the other day.
What beard? You have no hair out there.
Yeah, I know, but at least I was stroking just like you, man. Anyway, look, Egal, remember we had the conversation in January about the hairline guy that plays at Barcelona, that's your striker. Remember I told you that we were talking about his wages. You were telling me that his wages that's the good reason he left. Remember that conversation?
Who? Aubameyang.
Me and you had a conversation in the January transfer market
About Aubameyang.
Yeah, when he left, and you said there's a good reason why he left because the wages. That's your claim, right? Could you...
because he wasn't performing in the system, and Lacazette was performing better than him at the time.
Okay, so wages doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Wages had a big part to do with it. We can get him offloaded in January instead of waiting until the summer.
Here's my point then, and I've proven my point now. All the reason it's good to get rid of him on that wages if you get top 4. If you don't get top 4, and he could have helped you get top 4, at the end of the season, this season, it will be a really, really bad mistake by Arteta letting him go in January if you don't get top 4. Because to get players the caliber you want players to be in the your team to be in Championship League, right? If you're not in it, you have to overpay what you will get yourself into it with the high wages again. Okay. That's how it works.
Okay, can I explain something to you? Lacazette is doing more overall for the team than Aubameyang. Now, don't get me wrong. Aubameyang being in the team, maybe he could help us. But when he was in the team, he was not helping us. Before he left, he had a fallout with the manager. And overall, the decision to let him go, just a couple of weeks ago, we were saying it benefits both teams. Now you want to come back and say it doesn't benefit Arsenal for letting go of Aubameyang. I feel like that is a very reactionary take. I don't think Aubameyang being here makes a difference. He wasn't scoring goals while he was here. Now that he's left and he's now happy where he is scoring goals. So let's not look at his form at Barcelona and try to say, oh,
I'm not saying about form in Barcelona. I'm saying you could have done with him at the end of the season.
I don't think Aubameyang playing today's game changes the fact that Tierney's injured. Pate had a terrible performance.
Well, Aubameyang can play left wing back for him.
And we missed our chances.
Not only that,
changes that.
Aubameyang hasn't played for Arsenal since January and still has the same amount of Premier League goals as Lacazette this season.
No, but that you're missing the point. It's
not. I know
Lacazette
does do a lot, and he's hold up play, and he does a lot for the team. A lot go for him, but he's in that team to score goals, and he's not doing it.
Aubameyang, I'm pretty sure even Colleen will back me up on this. Since Aubameyang left the team, we scored more goals. We played better overall as a team. And when it comes to the fact that Aubameyang was no longer, his head was no longer in the game when he was at Arsenal. He wanted
Do you
to
think
go.
that's an Arteta issue though? Because that's happening now with Pepe, Reece
Listen,
Nelson.
it happened to him. It happened to him. It
Quinn
happened to
Dewsney.
him. It happened to him at Dortmund also. So let's not just say it's an Arsenal thing.
At the end of the day, Aubameyang wasn't doing it for Arsenal in the last with this season. Essentially, he wasn't doing it for us. He's doing it for Barca, and ever since he left, barring today, it's been suitable for both parties. He's a quality player, but he just wasn't doing it for us in this season. So.
I think it will be with Aubameyang. Honestly, I get him leaving, clearing the situation up. It's the whole we lowered the wage bill thing. Like I do it. I don't get it when people talk about it. Really, it's the not landing someone. You tried to sign strikers and you didn't bring that. And that isn't a mistake per se, but it might just be that because if you take Kulusevski and Bentancur away from Tottenham, I don't think they'll make the top four. Those two players have been excellent. And if you would have brought an Isak in, who was scoring goals galore right now, coming into some form, that could be the difference. Because tonight, yes, you were poor to begin with, but better finishing and you were back in the game. And,
exactly.
Goals can change games. I don't think selling Aubameyang was wrong. I think it's not replacing him in the jet. Look at Man United. Something similar happened. We let Van der Beek and Martial leave. And of course, we had to get rid of Greenwood. We bought nobody. And suddenly you get an injury or two and you got no players. It's ridiculous. And that's the reason I don't blame that you use it as an excuse is that's the club's decision to have a squad that size and with those people. So it's a club issue still. It's still a team issue, We're going to go to Ram in a second. I need to get some of these super chats done because I don't want to disrespect them. Let's talk about how Monday Juju is a thing for my club. I swear we always lose on Mondays.
No, they won the last game. They won the last Monday game. I think they played Everton, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, Everton beat them.
Oh, did they? Oh, geez.
Yeah, Goodison.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, Terry, please. Oh, we've already had David in, but thank you for that super chat, my guy. Comment here. I'm really going to struggle with this name, Tawanda. Before I forget, Tavares was awful. Emerson Royal. I can't read that.
Ryelson.
Yeah, crack. This was terrible, Egal. If we play like this again, Junior Smith is the fresh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
If you know what I mean.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, you know.
Do you lot know? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, my brother. Thank you for the super chat. It's a great donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Arsenal thought they were Tupac, but in reality, they're Will Smith. No,
that one's funny.
I get that
one I know.
I get that reference. Egal definitely said Gabriel is top 5 centre backs.
That's true. That is true. That is true. He did say that.
It was.
Because he said, because I remember this guy said he was better than Matip. Do not put Gabriel's name in Matip's shoulders, bro.
His shoulders?
In his shoulders. In his shoulders, I don't care.
I could tell you right now. I've said top 10, but I've never said top 5.
No, because you said you were better. He was better than Matip.
I said top.
This season, you said he was better than Matip. Don't
you
try
said
it out.
you have a title winning defense, man.
I said potential.
To be title winning.
Listen, if anything, Gal, people have waited about 4 months to banter Arsenal.
I know.
Can't see the link to call. We definitely posted it, my friend. I'm very sorry. Arsenal have played 1 game a week for several months. Spurs have been playing 2 to 3 games a week until recently. Plus Conte's game style and plan now instilled till the end of this season.
That's why we make top 4. That's why Spurs make top 4.
That's
why Spurs make top 4. I've been saying it, yeah. And the results and the way we're playing are showing that what I'm saying is coming into fruition.
You're coming.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready for you lot. I'm ready.
This is going to be a good battle between the two of you two. Listen, you lot was lucky not to get relegated. Do you know how close you were to being relegated? 5 points in 2019, one of them.
Who's that? Is he talking to Arsenal?
Crystal Palace, I think. Crystal Palace, maybe.
Palace?
I don't know.
Egal's new favorite question is who do you support?
Forgot that.
Do you know who used to say that a lot? Kai. whenever Ty was on my shows at UFF, first question when anyone wanted to ask him a question, he's like, it basically was, I'll answer any question you want, but who do you support first? And if you said anything other than Arsenal, he's basically like, why are you asking me questions then? It's so funny. And then Rocky, nobody said Arsenal would finish in 8th, but keep lowering expectations. In fairness, no one predicted 8 for Arsenal this year. Most people on the terrace.
I did.
You did. Most people on the terrace
I did as well.
Season. Oh, you did? Okay, I'm going to shut my mouth now. Get Alan on, please, Terry. Oh, Alan. We'll get you on soon, Alan. I'm very sorry, my guy. I am. Ram, were you here to say anything else?
Yes, I am. I am actually. I thought you were going to go through all the super chats. That's why.
They're done now.
Okay, cool. Firstly, I want to say, Egal, why are you acting so humble, my guy? Why are you acting so humble? Because the last couple of weeks, you've given it the big one, yeah? You did a Frank Lampard and you gave it the big one. You kept on saying, I remember at the start of the season, you said, Liverpool were going to drop out the top 4 and we're going to replace them.
No, that's Jess.
No, that was you as well, Egal. I have the receipts. I have the receipts.
Go pull the tape.
Do not make me do this, Egal. I have the receipts.
Go pull the tape.
I'll pull the tape.
I want to see evidence.
Egal is the one that actually said that we're gonna finish above Chelsea.
You're finished. You don't have evidence.
And one more thing, Terry. Yeah.
Go and find the evidence.
Wait, can I just quickly say to Egal, yeah? I gave you and Tottenham fans a proposition, yeah. Seeing as though Chelsea lost yesterday, you could have made things a lot interesting. You could have made things very, very interesting. Top 4, but instead. You bottle it. You did a Tottenham. You literally did a Tottenham and bottle
it. All right, chill. We're doing all right at the moment. Chill.
Don't worry about City. Don't worry about City. I didn't care about Arsenal. Don't worry about City, right?
So I've got a super chat here addressed to Egal. It says here, Egal, keep top 4 out of your effing mouth. Patrick, keep your cool, my guy. Let's keep our feet on the ground until the end.
Let's go. My guy, Jerome. Love and blessings.
For a second. Patrick, big up to you. You actually said it with your chest. Henry, are Tottenham getting top 4?
100%.
110%.
Clip me up. Listen, I'll be completely honest. Right? You got rid of a manager that got bullied because he didn't understand the language barrier. Had a 12 million euro squad that he spent. Had bums like Juan Foyth and Capoue. Won the Europa League, knocked you lot and Man United out. Then went through to the Champions League, knocked out Juventus. And is now in a semi-final. Since you've had Arteta, yeah, you've won an FA Cup, but you finished 8th, 7th.
8th.
It wouldn't surprise anyone.
No, that's irrelevant.
Are you
going to get top 4?
100%.
So Tottenham Hotspur are going to get top 4.
Clip me up if you want.
We both said
Harry
it, bro.
Kane is
We
playing.
both said it.
No, I'm going to say one
How
thing.
many times you want him to say it?
Exactly.
If Harry Kane stays injury-free for the remainder of the season, we will get top 4. There is no player in the Premier League at the moment who is playing better than him.
Okay. So if this Arsenal side gets top 4 ahead of you, it's absolute shambles for you.
Yeah, it's absolute shambles, and we've taken a massive L because you've got the only top 6 side you've beaten this season is us, right? And that was when we had Nuno, and we were firing blanks, mate.
Yeah, no shots on target for like 3 games.
You've got to play United, you've got to play us, and you've got to come to our place. The first North London derby with 60,000 plus whatever your dross brings. Right, and then you've got to go to West Ham as well. So, listen, mathematically, this could all change. We could lose to Villa, you could beat Brighton, and I'd be sitting here with egg on my face, and you'd be grilling me. But at this moment in time, the way that everyone's slowly starting to believe what Conte's putting on the table, because you got to give him props. When he come in, Harry Kane wasn't even scoring. Since then, no one scored more goals than him in the Premier League in 2022, apart from Son.
And he's got the most assists as well.
Yeah, so, the guy is a joke. He's the best striker in the Premier League since it's Rooney, and I stand by that.
Terry, I've got the clip.
Hang on, we got the clip. We got the
Egal.
Before we go to the clip, sorry, man, let me just control. Before we go to the clip, a super chat here says, your member link is not working. I'm trying to become one. I posted it in the live comment section. Oh, you've done it now. I've seen you become a member. Top man. Thank you very much. That means a great deal to me. So, Ram, over to you.
Just to say, Egal, you made me do this, yeah?
This Arsenal going to the future they are. I'm asking, in this future, who are the teams that you will displace? Who are you will come better than to get into top 4 and then start to win the league? Because in my opinion, say what you want about Man United, but Ollie's not going to be here forever. And yes, we may have Cavani and Ronaldo who are older players, but we still got a plethora
I'm
of young players
listening.
who look good.
I don't know why you're
Liverpool are going through a cycle of recycling. Liverpool.
I think Liverpool is the team. Tottenham have already fallen off, and I think we're going to finish above them this season. I think Liverpool is the next team to maybe drop off if they don't replenish and sign some upgrades in their attacking third. And when it comes to Man City, we know they're going to sustain with the money that they have. Chelsea, we know they're going to sustain.
What do you want to say about that now, Egal?
No, where's the part where I mentioned Manchester United also?
You said. Oh,
you said about Liverpool. What's the point of Man United?
You said Liverpool's gonna drop off.
No.
You literally just said Liverpool are gonna drop off. Egal, let me.
That is absolute BS because
no,
the
it's not
argument
BS.
was
You just
no.
said it.
You
just said it.
That take was not about top four. That take was about potentially who are you going to tip to get to the title. And the point was
it's not. It's top four.
That was not about top four.
Because KJ said to replace the top four.
That was not about top four. That was about
potentially
getting
top four.
Egal.
No.
You're not going to come on here and say absolute BS. That take is not about top four, but about the league.
Remember what Terry said. Hold on. Remember what Terry said on Saturday. Remember what Terry said on Saturday.
1 second. I don't know why I'm here. People are going to keep talking over me. Let me speak, bro. First things first. When it comes to what you just said, that is not about the league getting top four. That is about potentially getting to the next stage to see who can win league titles. And what it said specifically, if Liverpool do not replenish and rejuvenate their team, and if Chelsea do not do the same thing, and then we already know how good Man City are. We've already seen Manchester United falling off and Tottenham falling off. That's where potentially Arsenal could go up higher and higher. It's not about league table positions. It's about actually trying to see where you can get.
I will say in defense of Egal, listen to what he said. He did say if Liverpool don't replenish and upgrade their attacking front, and like Luis Diaz is like kind of that. Like in fairness to Egal, like he has said, if you buy new players, then Liverpool won't drop off. So I will defend Egal on that because
that's not what I got.
Did you not? He definitely said that. I'm just saying.
He said, look. You can talk about top four by somebody getting top four, but to get to top four, you have to replace somebody from that spot. So what the guy was saying, he was saying somebody. So who's the top four? Then like who are you kicking out of top four then? And he said literally, well, if Liverpool doesn't.
I mentioned like every team in the league.
Come on, Egal.
I mentioned every team in the league. Listen, I gotta go.
You said Spurs and Liverpool.
Love and respect. Just before I go, I'm just gonna say this: on the holy month of Ramadan, there's no reason for me to lie. What I said is what I said. I mentioned every single team and potentially how Arsenal could tip them to being league title hopes in the future. That's what it was. Today's performance was shambolic. Everything about it was shambolic. I have to go. I have a video to go do on my channel. Thank you, Terry, for always giving me the platform to come on.
No worries, bro.
But can you say if Arsenal finished top four?
Big up to
Arsenal finished top four?
And big up to everybody in the chat. Alex, it's not always about coming on. If we lose against Brighton, come on, give me smoke. I'll be here the whole time.
I wanted to know if
he's got to shoot, my guy. Top man, Egal. Thank you very much indeed. Another super chat here that says after Brighton, Gunners play Southampton away, hard game. Then 4 days later, away to Chelsea, and then 3 days later, United at home. That's going to be that actually could be the run-in that decides it even more so than the North London derby, depending on Arsenal's results. It does. I want to say a big shout out again to our title sponsors tonight of the show, or today. They're sponsoring the Terrace. I'm looking for their picture. From Kitbag, up to 65% off of your club's official merchandise. 65%. Use promo code CONTROL when you're on the website. It shows you on the website to do it as well. You can either use the link in the description or scan that QR code now to get that done and to get your discount. It's also in the bottom corner on the screen. Everyone who's come on the show tonight, a massive thank you to all of you. I really appreciate it. Patty, man like Henry making his debut on a match reaction show. Ram, Colleen, Alex, Egal, Brandon, Souls, loads of other people that were on tonight. I'm forgetting everyone's name. David and another David. Tomorrow, we're back. Lots of content in the day for you. I'm actually not on with Lee Gunner tomorrow. We're postponed for a week because he's busy in the afternoon. He's away at a meeting in Marbella. Whatever he's doing now, I don't know. But he's in a meeting in Marbella. I don't know why I'm telling you that.
Business, mate. Dodgy business.
Yeah. I've seen Rise of the Foot Soldier. So he's doing that. But tomorrow evening, Champions League football, myself and Colleen will be hosting the match reaction shows live from the Football Terrace HQ. Actually, both Tuesday and Wednesday we're there. On Wednesday, we're joined by Lies. We've got Boovy coming into the studio as well. So it's going to be a big week on the Football Terrace as we build up to the weekend, which is going to be on fire. Until next time, my people, take care. Goodbye. God bless.